Welcome to today's gentle stretching yoga class. The focus for today's practice is the posterior chain with a particular emphasis on the hamstrings. So when you're ready, let's get started. Turning to face the short edge of your mat, we're going to extend both legs out in front, coming into Dandasana, staff pose. It might feel nice to internally and externally rotate the hips a few times. Keeping the left leg straight, we'll flex the right knee, externally rotate the hip, and place the right foot against the inner seam of the left thigh. Inhale, raise the arms skywards. Exhale, fold forward, placing one palm on either side of that left leg, aiming to guide your sternum in line with the middle of your thigh. Perhaps you're staying upright with the arms extended. Or if you have the mobility today, it might be nice to rest on your forearms. Perhaps guiding your forehead to your knee or to your shin. And giving yourself permission to soften here, allowing the spine to round. And if possible, maintaining connection between the abdomen and the thigh. So maybe that means keeping the knee bent. Lean into what your body's possibilities are for today. Try to relax the glutes, soften the outer hips, relax the back of the neck, and begin to tune into the subtleties of your unique experience. Whether that means physical sensations, a mental narrative, noticing the breath, allow this practice to be your own. Gifting yourself one more loving breath in this forward fold. Mindfully placing the palms under the shoulders and using core and arm strength to unravel the spine. Well done. Mindfully extending the right leg, taking any organic movement here that feels right for you, and we'll get set up for head to knee pose, Janu Sirsasana on the other side, taking your variation of this posture. Offering yourself one more breath in this forward fold. And gently raising the torso, beautiful work. Re-extending the left leg. And from here we'll come into half cow face pose, keeping the left leg extended. We're going to cross the right knee and place it atop of the left knee, keeping the right leg bent, squaring the hips to the front of the mat, either staying upright or maybe finding a forward fold. Grounding down through that left heel, the left toes and the left kneecap are facing skywards. You might notice a tremendous stretch for the hamstrings and the calf muscles here, perhaps the mid to upper back as well, so be patient. Give yourself the space and the time to arrive in this posture. Guiding your awareness to this posture, to the breath, and mindfully returning the torso upright, re-extending the right leg, either finding stillness or movement between postures. And when you're ready, crossing the left leg over the right, setting up for Ardha mukasana. Offering yourself one more breath in this forward fold. And gently elevating the torso. And mindfully re-extending the left leg. Great work. Our next posture is Paschimottanasana, a seated forward fold with both legs extended. This can be a really tremendous stretch for anyone who's presently living in a tight body, so know that you can always bend your knees. In fact, it might be helpful to start off with bent knees. Bend from the hips, hinging the torso forwards, resting the belly and the chest atop of your thighs. And if you can create that compression, then maybe considering elongating the legs, keeping the feet flexed, allowing yourself to soften, relaxing the shoulders, finding stillness. If you are in a forward fold, beginning to unravel the torso, guiding your breath to any regions where you're feeling sensation, turning to face the long edge of your mat, we'll set up for a wide-legged seated forward bend, extending both legs out, grounding down through the heels, toes and the kneecaps are facing skywards. We'll gently lower our right forearm to the outer edge of our right thigh, extending the left arm overhead, feeling a beautiful side body stretch. And from here, turning to frame the right foot, so placing one palm or one forearm on either side of that right shin. Doing your best to keep both sits bones connected to the earth here. You might notice that with every subsequent exhalation, you can soften into the posture a little more. Mindfully placing the palms under the shoulders, elongating the torso, elongating the spine. And on your next exhale, placing your left forearm behind your left leg, lateral spinal flexion as you bend to the left, stretching the fingertips skywards. And maybe turning to frame the left leg, finding your variation. Gently raising the torso, beautiful work. From here, we'll extend our arms out in front, either staying upright or hinging the torso forwards as we come into a wide-legged seated forward bend. Knowing that if you have props available, you could always rest atop of 2 blocks or a bolster. And if you're having a really difficult time with this posture, it might be nice to roll up a towel or a small blanket and place it underneath your sits bones to help give you a little bit of elevation so that it's easier to bend forwards. Finding your variation. On your next inhale, placing the palms under the shoulders and unraveling the spine. Great work, team. We'll mindfully bend both knees and turn to face the short edge of the mat, coming into a tabletop position on all fours. Rounding down through the fingertips, we'll guide the right foot between the palms. Inhale, raise the arms skywards, Anjaneyasana, low crescent moon. Hips are squared. Exhale, straighten the front legs, send the hips back, maybe extend the arms back. Or you might like to place the palms on the floor, half monkey, Ardha Hanumanasana. One more breath. Allow yourself to surrender to this deep hamstring stretch. Returning to tabletop, and we'll take low crescent moon on the other side. Scissoring the inner thighs together here so that we are protecting the pelvic bowl. The left knee is aligned with the left ankle. Inhale, find length. Exhale, extend the left leg, send the hips back. Half monkey, Ardha Hanumanasana. Feeling the action of drawing that left hip back while you simultaneously push the right hip forward to find that neutral alignment, to find that stability. Great job. Okay, transitioning through tabletop, we'll set up for child's pose balasana. Big toes together, separating the knees slightly wider than hip width distance apart. Guiding your glutes towards your heels, arms are extended out in front. Resting the forehead on the mat. Beautiful work. Inhale, raise up to a seated position. And we'll scoot forward on the mat, ensuring that you have enough space behind you. Placing your palms underneath the thighs, engaging the core. And we'll roll it down one vertebra at a time, coming to lie on your back. Keeping the left foot grounded, the left knee is bent, we'll cross our right leg over the left, placing the outer edge of the right ankle on top of the left thigh, interlacing your fingers behind the thigh, and we'll begin to extend and flex the left knee, straightening and bending that leg. This is a beautiful way to simultaneously stretch the outer glutes on the right hand side as well as stretching the hamstrings of the left leg. You might like to pause with your leg extended for a breath or two. Relaxing the facial features. Returning both feet to the earth, this time keeping the right knee facing skywards. We'll create a figure 4 as we come into a variation of supine pigeon on the other side. Maybe beginning to extend and bend the right leg. Allowing the breath to guide you. Perhaps keeping the leg extended here. One mindful breath. And gently releasing. Beautiful work. From here, interlacing your fingers either behind your right thigh, the calf, or the ankle, we'll extend our left leg towards the earth and come into a beautiful passive hamstring stretch. You might like to point and flex the toes a few times, keeping the hips squared here. For an active variation, you could always elevate your torso, engaging the core. One more breath. And we'll come into an external hip rotation using the right palm to grab a hold of the blade edge of the right foot, opening the right leg out to the right, maybe gazing to the left. Using that left leg, the left hip to help support you. And from here we'll come into an internal hip rotation as we guide the right leg over to the left, using the left palm to grab a hold of the outer edge of that foot. Gently release, bending both knees. And this time we'll come into a passive hamstring stretch with the left leg extended. Perhaps pointing and flexing the foot a few times. And if you have the mobility, maybe extending your right leg out towards the earth, grounding down through the heel. Breathing into the back of the legs, keeping the lower back connected to the earth, and maybe coming into an external hip rotation here. And guiding the leg through the midline, and we'll take it over to the right, coming into an internal hip rotation, this time gazing to the left. Keeping both shoulders grounded. Gently release. Beautiful work. We'll close practice today in supine butterfly pose, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together, knees are bent, allow the knees to splay wide. And give yourself permission to completely surrender to this posture. Maybe closing the eyes. And it might feel nice to place one palm on the belly, the other on the heart space. Noticing the connection to your breath. Feeling the belly and the chest expand with every inhalation. And noticing yourself softening with every exhalation. We will close practice today in supine butterfly pose, so you are invited to stay here for as long as you like. Thank yourself for showing up to today's practice to nourish the mind, the body, and the soul. Thank you for today. Namaste.